Driving swerving, I've been drinking, racing to you, baby girl, you know I'm anxious. She call me daddy, call me Cali, when she text me, send me out to destination. Time is precious, of the essence, ain't no stressing, baby, let me ease your mind. Take your problems, leave them all behind. Party like it's 1999. This Russian feeling got me on the high. Swear it's just enough to get this back. Baby, come with me, let's take a flight. We gon' do whatever that's like. When I met you, thought you wanted to type. Sex and conversations through the night.
We doing it. Top 50 hip hop albums of the decade. That's hip hop albums. No R&B, no rock and shit, no pop, just hip hop. So,
not to mention this shit was hard as fuck.
I mean, to come
heavy
up
on the pause.
Shit, we came up with 50 each.
50 each.
It wasn't just a collective top 50. It's gonna be some crossover though, but. Alright, let's get straight into it.
No need to dilly-dally here.
You want to start or you want me to start?
You can start it.
Alright, my number 50, Views by Drake. Number 50. I know it's not critically one of the best received Drake albums, but it's one of the ones I like the most. So that's what these lists is about, what we like. Fuck all the critics. Alright.
My top 50 was What a Time to Be Alive. And, I mean, we both shared Drake at 50.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a good Drake and Future album. They both had a pretty good year, you know?
Right.
They both had, when they dropped it, it was fire. I mean, it lasted for a little bit, had a few hits on it. Everybody was singing it. It was a pretty good album. I gave it's 50. It's 50.
All right, number 49 for me, Cruel Summer.
Cruel Summer?
Yep.
Number 49 for me is Life is Good by Nas. I felt like
God, that album sucks.
I mean, I like it. I put it up there because of the few songs that I like from it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can still get a good listen out of that album, so that's why I put it at my 50.
Cruel Summer, I just fucked with it. Introduced us really on a larger scale to niggas like Travis Scott, whatever. All right, number 48 for me. Love, Live, ASAP. The mixtape, not the mixtape, the album before his major label album, before Long Live ASAP.
You talking about the
one with like fucking
One Train up there?
No, the One Train is Long Live ASAP.
Okay.
Love Live ASAP
I know what
is
you're
the
talking
one
about.
right before that, the one with Peso,
yeah,
and all that shit up there.
My 48 was Cadillactica by Big Crit.
I like that one.
I liked it. I mean, I came up in the 2010s listening to Big Crit.
Right.
So that was like, if I had to give like an artist who I like really fucked with in the whole 2010s, it'd probably be Big Crit. So, but that album was 49.
I fucked up. I forgot to do a 46. I moved my 46 up on the list and I forgot to replace it.
I'm weak. Well,
I forgot to write it down. I know what I'm gonna put there.
Oh, well, fuck it.
Number 47. Fuck what you niggas talking about. Playboy Cardi Die Lit.
See, the only reason I didn't have any Playboy Cardi in mind because I didn't listen to enough Playboy Cardi. Like I have never even heard that album all the way through.
Yeah, that album is.
But I heard some songs from it.
It's like a punk rock rap album. Like that's what it's like. Some no giving a fuck, repetitive but catchy, noisy shit. All right.
My 47 was 90059 by J-Rock. I mean, I liked a few songs from that shit, so I mean, I put it on my list. I felt like it was a pretty solid album. It wasn't the best album, but it was pretty solid.
Oh shit! What I do with my phone? What was we on 46?
Yep.
All right. My number 46. Since I moved up, my 46, which I don't know if people is gonna love or hate that I moved up my original 46. But my new number 46, Crash Talk by Schoolboy Q. He got the skills enough to be in the list, and this is the album I liked most by him.
My 46 is the Darkest Before Dawn Prelude.
Yeah.
I mean, in like my like 30 something through 50, most of the albums can be interchanged.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the albums that could be interchanged. I just put it there because most of my list was already completed. So I just had to go back and fill in a few, and that was really one that was filled in. And it could have been higher on my list, but
I don't like that fucking album for the simple fact that we didn't get the real album that was supposed to come after it. Like, it was on some Dr. Dre detox shit. But anyway, number 45, K.O.D. by J. Cole.
My 45.
That shit grew on me over time. It grew on me. I ain't gonna lie, because I remember
I ain't like that shit at first either though.
That shit grew on me.
But I mean, I fuck with it now. It ain't on my list.
It's just way better than his other albums, bro. Them fucking Forest Hills Driving, that Only for Your Eyes shit, or suck. Dude, K.O.D. is good.
My 45 was More Life.
More Life?
Yeah.
Even
More
Drake
Life,
say that ain't an album. It's a playlist.
I'm weak.
It's a playlist. Fucking get out of here, my nigga. Number 44 for me, Life's a Trip by Trippie Redd. Trippie Redd to me is the best artist from that fucking emo rap scene. I know R.I.P. to Juice WRLD and Lil Peep and shit. They recently passed away within the past couple months or years. And XXXTentacion, they'll probably get more love than him because they died and all of that. And XXX, him and Juice WRLD probably the most popular from that scene. But to me, Trippie Redd is the best. And his album actually got fucking... It's not only auto-tune noise making. He actually spits raps on his shit. Alright? This nigga got a whole Venn diagram for a list. My shit is on notebook paper. On you.
I'm gonna have to. I'm making. It's gonna be fucked up, but I'm making mid show adjustments to my shit, bro. Some of these, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I've looked at every single album since 2010, right? It was so much shit that came out.
The album, the way I made my list is that if the shit wasn't good enough for me to remember it,
you just said
then
fuck it.
Fuck out of here because it wasn't memorable enough to be on my list. It's on you though.
And we are on
44.
44. I pick Ye, Kanye West. It was solid, but it was solid.
To me, these albums is what I consider great. Something that's just solid didn't get on this motherfucker. To me, it didn't get on my list if it was solid.
I put for 50, from the 50 and the 40s, and
we talking about out of thousands of albums. We narrowed down 50 out of thousands. You know what I'm saying? So some shit that's just solid shit. The Carter 4 is solid. It ain't nowhere near this motherfucking list. Not on mine.
That shit ain't on my list either though. I mean, I really mostly pick albums that I like personally. I ain't pick albums that I just didn't listen to.
Right. Number 43 for me is, even though I just lamented never getting what was really supposed to come out, I did love what we did get. And that's Compton by Dr. Dre. I just liked how he brought his fucking sound to it. He didn't really change it up much. And he brought back all the fucking Dr. Dre collaborators. It was fucking Cold 187 from Above the Law was on this fucking album. Exhibit was on this album. Ice Cube was on this album. He didn't just go searching for niggas that was trendy and new. He didn't pull a DJ fucking Khaled. He went and got niggas who he was in his comfort zone with, and they made a great album. I know it's supposed to be a soundtrack to the NWA movie. Fuck that. That was just a ploy to sell this album because that movie was so popular.
Fuck it. I'm scratching my 43 that I originally had and changing it. I'm going Dirty Sprite 2 by Future.
you was just indecisive with this shit.
I was. This shit, bro,
Shit ain't
making this
easy.
fucking list was not easy for me. But I'm going Dirty Sprite 2 because I listened to that shit and this banger's all over it. So, Dirty Sprite 2 by Future, 43.
I'm going with number 42. This is how great this artist is. His album full of cutting room floor shit is one of the best things that came out. Untitled, unmastered. Kendrick Lamar. They ain't even got titles on the song. There's a bunch of dates and shit. Cutting room floor material that he never intended to put out. He put it out as an album. Better than a lot of shit niggas is putting out.
My 42, Jay-Z 444.
Baby, I apologize. Oh, I apologize. Fuck out of here, Jay-Z.
I like that album though.
I mean,
That shit was fire.
This niggas is gonna call me a hypocrite in a few minutes.
Nigga said in a few minutes.
My number 41, even though the lyrics on this album is shit, this list is about what I enjoy the most, and the fucking production on this album is stupid. The Life of Pablo. The production on the album is what put it in the list. I don't care what anybody is saying on this album. I don't care what nobody is saying. Let's go.
My 41 is My Name Is My Name, Pusha T.
Change. Snitch. I like that song.
Snitch is my favorite one off that album.
All right, my number 40. Look, if you, I don't say I didn't warn you before you try to go listen to this album.
No.
If you look at if you see the cover art and this don't look like something you can handle, then just turn the other way. But nigga, I fucking love it. That's Death Grips, The Money Store.
Okay. I mean, I
Nigga,
like that album. I ain't put it
fuck
on my
what you
list,
heard,
though.
yeah. Fuck what you heard. When it's real shit, kick your whole click to the curb.
What?
Nigga, if you see the cover art and you see the weirdness that's on the front and you say I don't know about that, then the chances are this is not for you. But it's for me.
My 40 was The Life of Pablo.
How about that? So I told you it's gonna be some crossover.
My 40 was The Life of Pablo. I fucking sat. I'm pretty sure I told this story on the podcast before. I sat up. I was in high school, fucking waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, checking to see if
Just
the
to
album
hear
was
the
out.
fucking
Just
gym
to
version.
hear, to see the fucking hear the version where they asses was in the
Madison
ballroom
the
and
gym
shit.
version, nigga.
Niggas played that in the gym,
The
bro.
PE version,
No
nigga. The
cap.
fucking speakers in the PE class version.
Nigga, I fucking had that copy set. So that was 40.
All right.
So we
We
surpassed the 40s and 50. Now we are 39.
Number 39, one of my favorite new artists to come out, nigga. Representing, nigga. Everything that this nigga seems to do seems to be the right thing. Free him. Kirk by the Baby.
Yep.
Get
Mine
him
is
the-
also Kirk by the Baby. My
Get-
39 is Kirk by the Baby.
Get him the fuck out of jail.
He doesn't need to be in jail.
So that nigga should have paid him. He deserved to get his ass fucked up. Should have paid him his money. Get him out.
Exactly.
Free the baby.
That nigga has actually been doing good, and the rap game is pretty good with that nigga. He can rap, keeping that shit hot.
Number 38 for me. I know people who are a fan of this group is probably going to disagree, but to me, even though I love the album, it's great. It's the weakest one of the series. That's Run the Jewels Part 2. To me, that's the weakest Run the Jewels. But it's still great. The production by LP, the lyrics by LP and Killer Mike, man, they a fucking great duo.
My 38 is Pretty Girls Like Trap Music by 2 Chainz.
Hey, I gotta get it.
That's my shit.
Had them doors swinging.
That's my shit.
Anything else to add to say about that album?
Shit was great. It was a good ass album. It could have been higher on the list, but I mean,
My number 37 is De La Soul's album and the Anonymous Nobody. Constantly dropping albums, never breaking up ever since 1988 or 89 when 3 Feet High and Rising came out. One of my favorite groups of all time, and dropped another Great album. Came in a top 10 album too. Crowdsourced it. Didn't even use a record label. They fucking used like Kickstarter. People funded it. They came back, dropped a great album for the people.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on you.
My 37 is Culture by the Migos. This album set a fucking wave in the rap game that made everybody want to be like this.
They are the culture.
Yeah.
Fuck boy. Chance the
Yeah.
Rapper, not fucking you. Yo, garbage ass.
Boy.
They got a right to name they shit culture because they got a whole, them niggas spawned a whole fucking economy. You are shit. Nobody fucking follows you.
I said you were shit.
That's why Kanye, that's another reason why Life of Pablo is on my list, because Kanye got rid of 95% of the Chance the Rapper shit. He left him on that first shit. He took him off of Wolves or whatever that shit is with Chris Brown on it. No, Waves. He took him off of Waves and just took the other songs he was on off the whole fucking album. Fucking bastard. Get out of here. Mr. I Love My Wife. Fuck you.
Mr. I Love. I'm weak.
36 for me. Section 80, Kendrick Lamar. Ronald Reagan era. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
My 36 was Views by Drake.
Thing to say, bro. Hey. Drake really I became a fan of Drake's music over time. I did not like and still do not like his earlier albums.
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, as early as it goes for me is really Take Care.
I don't like
that's
that
when I
shit.
start. That's when I actually start going to Drake's music and like, all right, I fucks with this one.
What we on now?
35.
35 to me, one of my fucking favorite groups from the underground scene. But they had like minor successes in the charts. They got like they sold a couple million albums collectively over their releases. They sold like 3-4 million albums collectively, which is good for a group of their style. The new Black Moon album, Rise of the Moon, just the production alone to me puts it up here. But I applaud any fucking, they didn't try to come out with some new sounding shit. They stuck to their guns of how they do it, and they came out with a great release, in my opinion.
My 35 is Acid Rap. I mean, this still fuck Chance the Rapper for dropping that The Big Day shit, but I can't lie. Acid, and the only reason Acid Rap isn't higher on this list is because he dropped The Big Day. So, I mean, fuck it. That Acid Rap is the shit. And I don't care what anybody says about that album. That album is definitely the shit.
Number 34 for me, the album I was just making fun of, 444 by Jay-Z. This is another one that the production more than the lyrics put it in there for me. Like, masterclass production by No ID throughout the whole thing. And the lyrics that Jay-Z was spitting skill-wise, of course, Jay-Z always has had skills and he'll continue to have skills as long as he wants to rap. The subject matter I didn't give a fuck about, but the production put it over the top for me.
My 34 was Astro World, Travis Scott. Album was great. That album was just it's a fucking concept album for me. This shit is like a theme park album. This shit just takes you on different routes within the album, and I fuck with it. That's one of my favorite albums on this list, Astro World.
All right, down to 34 or 33. I mean.
Yep, 33.
33. Scarface, Deeply Rooted. One of the few fucking artists been rapping since the 80s, like 86. Never lost a fucking step yet. You know what you gonna get from him, but he executes that shit fucking expertly.
My 33 is Oxymoron.
Right,
by Schoolboy Q. I've liked that album. Collard Greens is my shit.
Yeah, I like that shit too.
I mean, I fucks with that album. I can't even lie.
I like Collard Greens. Number 32, Watch the Throne. I mean, just the fucking The fucking song "Niggas in Paris" is just a moment, bro. I sat there when that song was really out and Jay-Z and Kanye was going on tour and shit for this Watch the Throne shit, and watched people go crazy to this album as they performed it 11 straight times. 50 straight minutes of just Niggas in Paris. There's a couple tracks on this album that I don't like, but when it come down to certain albums, like I always say about The Blueprint by Jay-Z, I hate not Renegade. That ain't one of the ones I hate. I don't like Renegade, and I hate Song Cry, but the album is still a classic because everything that I do like about it overshadows what I don't like. And that's the same with Watch the Throne.
Okay, so 32. I had a mixtape in for 32, but I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna put 32 as Section 80.
Right.
Cause I mean I grew up listening to Section 80. Like that was one of the Kendrick Lamar albums that I first deeply got into and started fucking with. So I love that album. But I had King Remembered in Time by Big Crit. But I ain't really want to throw like no mixtape on this album. I mean on this review.
Right.
So I mean I ain't gonna throw that in there. So Section 80.
31 is Ice Cube's latest album, Everything's Corrupt. That album was him going back to his America's Most Wanted fucking death certificate type shit to me. That was what it was, and that I love that about this fucking album. He got on the political shit. That's what I want to hear from Ice Cube. And it's like, I like the juxtaposition of seeing him in like Are We There Yet? And then hearing him rap some gangster shit. I just like that.
My 31. I'm debating on if I want to switch it because I don't really. The 31 that I have right now is new, brand spanking new at that, and I don't know if I can really throw it this close on the list at 31 with it being this far out. So I'm gonna go Kids See Ghosts 31.
What was the other one?
Jack Boys by Travis Scott.
Jack Boys is fire. The only reason that I didn't do it is because I haven't had time to, like, it can be an honorable mention to me. Jack Boys.
Better yet, I'm gonna keep Kids See Ghosts. I'm gonna scrap that. 31. I'm gonna just go Jack Boys.
Yeah.
The shit, I listened to it and I fucking loved it. At first, I didn't like it, but I think I wasn't listening to it. Like, it was just playing in the background.
Right.
But when I actually turned the music up and really listened, that nigga Don Tolliver, is that his name? He is the fucking GOAT. So we just gonna leave that at that. That shit is 31 on my
I only
list.
heard Jack Boys 2 days ago. It's too fresh on my memory for me to say, oh, it's better than a lot of shit. I love what I heard, but am I gonna love it in a year? Like that's why I couldn't just knee jerk reaction it into my list. But
I mean, and this
some
is,
shit
and
you
this
know.
is the first list right here. This is the first list of 50 albums I've ever made.
Sometimes you just know. Jack Boys might be some shit for you that when you heard it, you just listened to it. All right.
So this is when my list start getting to the fucking with 30 upward is 30, when it starts really getting...
30, my number 30 is my motherfucking shit.
I think we got the same 30.
I'm slapping. I don't know if we do. Because I don't know if niggas is going to even see this one coming.
Oh, this is the one?
No, not the one that's going to be surprise you. I was slapping the microphone with the list 30. It's Trap Lord by A$AP Ferg.
Yeah, I fucked with that.
That's
album.
my shit. What?
But my 30 is If You're Reading, This Is Too Late. I put this one at 30 because this Drake album right here was the breaking point for me with Drake, and that was when I really was like, all right, I'm gonna fuck with Drake. Like when I heard If You're Reading, This Is Too Late, I still remember what I was doing that day. It was raining. I was with you actually. We was going.
We heard it at the same time, bro.
Yeah, we was
both
was on Capitol
in the blue truck.
Yep. When you played that, I was like, yeah, this is my shit.
That shit
this
at
is
the
my
same
shit.
time, bro.
So If You're Reading, This Is Too Late, that's my 30.
The motherfucking Trap Lord for me, bro. Just charisma all over the place. Fucking dope ass beats all over the place. I like A$AP Ferg flow on this shit. That shit with him and Bone Thugs.
Yep.
Crazy. Number 29, The Roots, How I Got Over. All I gotta say about that album is go listen to that song Web 2020. That's it.
My 29 is Long Live ASAP. Long Live
Train.
Yeah, the one with One Train. This album right here, this was the first ASAP Rocky album that I really, really liked.
Mm-hmm.
So I listened to this shit nonstop. Like, back in 2013, like when I started high school, this was like one of my everyday albums that I would listen to. So, Long Live ASAP, 29.
All right, 28. Number 28 for me. No Dope on Sunday.
That's my shit. That's my shit.
Finally, he was able to release a full-length album out onto the people instead of just writing lyrics for Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just fucking being on Kanye's album, stealing the thunder from everybody. He was able to come out and throw his own shit down, and it was fucking great.
I still think that nigga Saha the Prince is one of the best rappers ever to step into the game. As far as like just the way that he can put shit together, I was in Connecticut. I had to make ends meet. Like the nigga would just be snapping on different things that he say. My 28 was 2014 Forest Hills Drive.
Excuse me.
I thought that was it's a good J. Cole album. It was. I mean, I liked it. That was one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite J. Cole albums, but I got more of them on this list, so.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, but that was a big one.
All right. My number 27. Even though I wish we could get a fucking Outkast album so bad, we got something close in 2010 with the ridiculously long titled Big Boy album. Sir Lucius Left Foot, the son of Chico Dusty. We got something close. It sounded like a fucking Outkast album. It sounded like an extension of the Speaker Box section of Speaker Box and Love Below, which is one of my favorite albums ever. We were just missing the Andre 3000 element, but shit, it's more than one fucking member of that group.
My 27 was the Cheeks tape by Tory Lanez.
What?
I still can listen to that shit every day. That shit was fire. I don't know how you don't like that shit, bro. That shit is amazing, bro.
Fucking Tory, get out of here.
27. Chicks Tape 5. Tory
That
Lanez.
new shit?
Yes.
That shit is
with Ashanti on the cover. That
garbage.
shit is fire. I don't know. That's my opinion. That shit is fire.
Fuck that.
That shit is fire.
Number 26 for me. Here go the one that you wouldn't see coming. Nigga, it's the fucking production, bro. The production on this album is so crazy. When other subject matter than the main subject matter is the fucking point, I think the rapper on here can be creative and good, but when that nigga is rapping about drugs, shit is too formulaic. But this is Bandana by Mad Lib and Freddie Gibbs.
Oh shit! This nigga put Freddie Gibbs up there.
When he ain't doing the drug rap, he's on point.
Oh my
The drug
God.
rap is too formulaic, but the fucking beats, nigga.
I told
man,
you, nigga, that shit is crazy, nigga. That's my shit, bro. That is my shit, nigga. That is my fucking shit, bro. Freddie Gibbs is the fucking geyser, bro.
That nigga Freddie Gibbs, Mad Lib, Bandana. The Mad Lib production is just out of this world.
My 26 is Mastermind by Rick Ross. I felt like this is one of his stronger albums.
I think Teflon Don is my favorite album by him.
This one, in my opinion, is one of the stronger ones.
Okay. We getting down into the top 25.
Top 25.
This is the one that moved up from number 46 on my list a couple days ago. I just had to do it, bro. I think that my bias against this type of shit, right? Well, not my bias against this type of shit, but my fucking love for not my bias against this type of music. The bias that when they first came out, I couldn't stand their music.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. It's like, man, I can't put this shit no higher than the 40s. But I had to get objective. Culture by the Migos.
Yeah.
They are the culture, fucker.
They are
Not
the culture.
you, fucking Chance the Rapper. Spoiler alert, ain't none of his shit on my list. None of it. No, nigga, that fucking t-shirt shit, that's my favorite song on the album, bro. Like, it was like, this album is something that was just undeniable when it came out, whether you like them motherfuckers or not, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just, you couldn't really hate on it.
My 25 is So Much Fun by Young Thug.
Okay.
I think Young Thug still is one of the most powerful rappers in the game right now.
I mean, what the fucking sales charts say.
I mean, but he's still getting like millions of streams, like millions of streams on Spotify.
To give him his credit, So Much Fun is where he really broke out at.
Mm-hmm.
He got his first #1 album with that one.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I fuck with Young Thug too, but not enough to put So Much Fun at number 25.
Yeah, I put that at number 25.
I like some of his mixtapes better. My number 24 is The Return of Forever by Big Crit. In my time machine. Yeah, I ride clean. That's my shit, nigga. Even just that song is number 24 on the list. But I love the whole fucking... It's an album, my nigga. It's an album.
Yeah, my 24 is Forever is a Mighty Long Time by Big Crit also. So I can't say that. That's my shit.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck it. You know what? I'm gonna just throw that one out there, cause I gotta, since we gonna do that mixtape, I got a mixtape.
I mean, it's an album though. They just called it a mixtape because he won't selling it. It was an album though, man. Get out of here.
Cause this next one, the one
He
that I
probably
just
would
thought
have been
about.
better off putting out these shits as albums instead of the fucking albums that he put out.
Cause the one that I'm about to add to this shit is gonna kick it's gonna kick something out of the top 10.
Okay.
And that's facts.
Number 23 for me. Number 23 is fitting that this nigga is 23 because one of my favorite fucking bars of him is Rain, Par, all my girls is foreign, all my cars is foreign, money tall like Jordan, Pretty Girls Love Trap by 2 Chainz. That's my favorite album by him. That's the one that I was waiting for him to come out with. It's only like one fucking song on there that I hate, and that's that Nicki Minaj shit.
Mm-hmm.
That shit, I can just skip over that and continue listening to the greatness that is the rest of it.
We 23, right?
Yeah.
23, I'm gonna go Kodak Black, Dying to Live.
Okay.
I fucked with that album. Kodak Black, that was one of my favorite albums this year.
Well, last year.
Last year. That was one of my favorite albums last year. I still bump it this year, so yeah. It's a sad day for those guys. It's a sad day for those
My
guys.
number 22, Ghostface Killer, Apollo Kids.
Mm-hmm. Is that you going to Brown Tape?
No, Apollo Kids, not Apollo Brown.
Okay. Oh.
Apollo Kids, his album with the
fucking with the ghost shit.
With the what's that book called? The steno pad on the front or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Not a steno pad. What's that book? The composition book on the front. The Wu-Tang sticker on
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
that song Superstar with him and Busta Rhymes on it.
Yeah.
Nigga, Ghostface Killer don't never fucking have step, bruh. The Apollo Brown shit you talking about, the reason why I didn't put that up there, because that ain't really the album, bruh, and it's better than the real album. When Apollo Brown reproduced all the beats, it's better than the real version. The Apollo Brown version is better. And that's Ghostface, Apollo Kids.
My 22, I'm gonna go Days Before the Rodeo by Travis Scott.
Right.
I fucked with that album, and my favorite shit up there is Mamacita, and that was when, what's his name? Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan, they was still back rapping together, and they got a song up there called Mamacita, and that was one of the songs that got me to liking Travis Scott.
That was the song you tried to get me to like that nigga with, and I was like, this shit sucks. I was like, well, I like it now, but number 21 for me. I mean, this is one of those. This is an artist you don't even have to say his name when you say the names of his albums. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Number 21. Damn. I mean, shit. Even when you don't think, when in the fucking context of Kendrick Lamar, when you don't think it's one of his stronger albums, it's still stronger than everybody else shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, Kendrick Lamar. I mean, fucking Humble took over the world.
Yeah. 21. I got Cold World, the Sideline Story.
J. Cole.
Yep. So that was a good ass album.
Mm-hmm. My number 20. The album that was a turning point, like you said, that took me from couldn't stand Drake to even giving his music a chance to liking a lot of it. If you're reading this, it's too late.
That was 20?
20 by Drake.
My 20 is Watch the Throne.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the Throne was my shit.
Just by, like...
Just off the strength of Kanye West and Jay-Z both being on that album. And this was before Kanye went batshit. Well, he was kind of batshit.
He went batshit already.
Yeah, but he was normal batshit. Like, he was still rapping crazy as fuck. And then Jay-Z came up there. That shit is just a great album.
With me, if you're reading this, it's too late. This is what we would get if Drake just committed to rapping for a whole album. I mean, he got a couple of those singy shits on there, but when he rapping, crazy. I don't give a fuck if somebody else wrote it. Number 19, my nigga. This is something that I would have never saw coming. This is something that I didn't see coming when I first listened to the fucking album, bruh. But days fucking later, when I was still bumping that shit, and a year later when I was still knocking that shit, and then 4 years later when I'm still knocking that shit, Dirty Sprite 2 by Future.
Yep,
I can't fucking, I
2.
don't care, my nigga. That shit is fucking great. And although I might not like not one single other of his albums, nigga, I ain't gonna talk shit about this one. Greatness.
My 19 was No Dope on Sundays, Sahara Prince. Closer being one of my favorite songs up there. That shit is literally one of the best albums, lyrical wise, I've heard in a long time.
My number 18 is Run the Jewels Part 3. And again, it's just echoing it's like Run the Jewels Part 2, but better. Echoing everything I said. Great production, great rapping by both of the artists. Fucking, it's just, I just love the album. Run the Jewels Part 3.
My 18 is For Your Eyes Only, J. Cole. That is one of my favorite J. Cole albums. I still album. I love concept albums, and that last song, the For Your Eyes Only song, that's like one of my favorite J. Cole songs.
For Your Eyes Only, that Neighbors. Yeah. If he would have made a song, if he would have made an album with songs similar to Neighbors on it, the whole album, probably would have fucked with that one more. But 18, For Your Eyes Only. Number 17 for me is Rap Music by Killer Mike. I mean, Killer Mike is just... Ever since I first heard Killer Mike, not when I first heard him on The Whole World, because he did kill that. And not when I first heard his first, like, debut single, which was that Adidas joint, even though he did kill that. The Whole World is where they introduced him at. But ever since I first heard him on Snapping and Trapping, our shit don't mix like lukewarm water. Better splash sights. Watch it rock on the eye. Cut, take your infant daughter. So soldier ass niggas, I murder city, south and slaughter. I'm guaranteed to get more cut than a barber. I bet ya I drill your heifer like Black and Decker. The pussy wetter and white water wouldn't get it better. I guarantee there's never two cheese for more cheddar. Then he just carried on those same skills through his Run the Jewels and fucking solo career. Rap Music is number 17 of the decade to me.
My 17 was Nothing Was the Same by Drake.
Nothing was the same.
Mm-hmm. I felt like this is like one of Drake's biggest albums as far as like selling wise.
I mean, all of his shit sell crazy.
Yeah, but it's like as far as like what everybody was listening to and what everybody wanted to hear, that Drake album was the shit. So
I mean, I like that song "Furthest Thing," especially when that beat switch happens. But when that fucking Jake 1 beat comes on, crazy.
So, nothing was the same. 17.
Number 16 for me, DiCaprio 2 by J.I.D.
Yeah, J.I.D. is the man.
J.I.D. and Christo. That's my shit. Off the whatever the fucks. What's that shit? Zoinkies?
Yeah, off the Zoinkies.
Come on. Method Man came through killing it.
He did.
I mean, this dude is just a fucking crazy rapper, man. He a crazy ass rapper.
My 16 is Mac Miller Swimming. And I actually went back and listened to this album after he died. Mm-hmm. So I can't say I was fucking with the album before he was living, but I went back and listened to it and I actually fell in love with this album. This album is a great album. It's got that chill music that I like. So that's my 16, Mac Miller Swimming.
Number 15. Another one, I mean, I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck. Number 16 to me is Eve by Rhapsody.
Mm-hmm.
A fucking woman that's coming out here spitting lyrics, not rapping about her pussy or whatever. Just spitting straight up lyrics. Not that the other rap is bad. I mean, I like Megan Thee Stallion, some of her shit. Mm-hmm. I like some of Nicki Minaj raps, but that shit is novel to me. This right here is pure skills to me, what Rhapsody does.
My 15 is Championships by Meek Mill.
Okay.
When that shit came out, that was my shit. It's got What's Free up there. It's a great album.
Mm-hmm.
So 15 Championships, Meek Mill.
Number 14. This ain't some old fucking bias shit because the man died. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is like I said. I always said that I listened to 2 of his albums and I love both of them. The other one was a fucking mixtape, but I listened to both of them. I love both of them. I just haven't heard the whole catalog. But with me, Victory Lap by Nipsey Hussle. Especially it's one song on there I can listen to for like an hour straight.
Which one?
All My Life. Grinding All My Life.
Yeah, that shit.
Sacrifice. Hustle, pay the price. Nigga, I can listen to that shit without stop. I just have to hit the back button and start that shit over. When I first heard this album, which was before he was killed, okay, when I couldn't even get past that shit. And then that other new Nipsey Hussle, Check Me Out. That's my other, like, the fucking swaggerness on this album. It's like a fucking 2018 version of Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
It's like the Snoop Dogg from the 90s was reincarnated and made an album. That's what this is.
My 14 is Shaolin versus Wu-Tang by Raekwon.
Hey, we all know why.
Yeah.
One of the keys to
ninja.
being in the ninja.
I still know every single word to that song. So
the nigga's storytelling ability is second to none. Bro.
Yeah.
Second to none. All right, we getting down to it. Number 13 for me, Undone by The Roots. Mm-hmm. My nigga, like, it's a concept album too. And like the way that The Roots make music with live instrumentation and make it sound all the way hip hop is just second to none. It's just second to none. And then they dropping shit that's this strong in this decade and it don't even hardly compare to what they dropped back in the late 90s. Early 90s, all the way from the early 90s to the early 2000s with shit like Do You Want More, Philadelphia Half-Life, Things Fall Apart. But they still, like, they one of the groups that's still fucking strong.
My 13. My third. Shit.
Your list is all fucked up.
It is all fucked up, and my shit's fucked.
Shit is all out
All right, 13. I'm gonna go. I Am I Was by 21 Savage.
Right.
That's one of my favorite albums by 21 Savage. Straight off the fact he put a lot up there, which is one of my favorite songs. Fucking ASMR. So 13. I Am I Was 21 Savage.
I am greater than I was.
I Am Greater Than I Was 21 Savage.
Number 12. The only thing that held this album back is that the shit was so fucking short.
Mm-hmm.
FM by Vince Staples for me. That's the only thing that held it back, is that the shit was like, before you knew, the shit was already done, bro.
Yep.
But what is there, my nigga, with the concept, nigga, that shit, this is the strongest this is the strongest fucking endorsement I can give to this album, right? This album had an interlude on it that made me want to listen to Earl Sweatshirt. Now, I went to some Earl Sweatshirt albums, his new album, after this album came out, and was severely disappointed. Mm-hmm. And I scurried back in the other direction faster than I came. But the fucking Earl Sweatshirt interlude made me want to go listen to him. The fucking Tiger interlude, that might have been the start of Tiger's turning point. Mm-hmm. Where he went back from being a fucking joke to being a chart topper. Mm-hmm. And Vince Staples, I mean, everything he put on this album was fucking great.
My 12 is also FM by Vince Staples. That shit was a great concept album. Mm-hmm. That shit was fire, production fire, lyrics fire. And I actually watched him on Kenny Beats. The shit, The Cave, and Vince Staples is a funny ass nigga. That nigga crips very hard. I just want you to know that.
Number 11 for me. Even though it's not what we should have got, you can't hate on what we did get. Okay? Daytona by Pusha T.
Alright.
Daytona by Pusha T. Pusha T came out. He rapped his ass off as he always does. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He came through with the strength that we knew he would. It's just that he let Kanye chop the album up and fucking create something else. And the album cover, I know this ain't got to do with the music, but the cover of the album, the bullshit publicity stunt that was with Whitney Houston's bathroom photo, took away from the strength of the album, because that's what more people was talking about, that cover and the fucking Drake beef, which the Drake beef is music, okay? But then more people, when it comes behind the Drake beef, more people was talking about that damn cover than the damn songs. But that fucking Comeback Baby, that's the standout track on that for me. And as we go down the list to the top of it, let's give our standout tracks.
Yeah.
From those albums. Standout track from the Vince Staples album is like the one, We Just Want to Have Fun.
Yeah.
That's my standout track. E40 killed it.
So we on 11.
Yeah.
Okay, my 11 is a mixtape. It was Crit Was Here. It came out in 2010. It's
an album.
I'm
a fucking mixtape. It's an album. I don't know why these niggas be with the semantics. That's a fucking album, man.
But this was like one of the first albums like I heard like rap wise that I really was like, all right, we on to something here. And I've been listening to Big Crit ever since I heard this shit. So Crit Was Here. I'm gonna give a few songs that I like from it. 2000 and Beyond, definitely. I Gotta Stay, definitely. Moon and Stars with Devin the Dude, definitely. Good Enough, definitely. They Got Us is one of the hardest songs up there. And like the biggest hit from it is Country Shit. Let me tell you about this.
I love that shit.
Go.
I thought that shit was a UGK. I thought it was a UGK song when I first heard it, bro. I was like, because Bun B is on it.
Yeah, no, but that's on the remix.
But that's the one I heard. I thought that's the one I heard. I was like, who is that? They got a new Pimp C. It's the new Pimp C verse out. No, it was Big Crit.
But see, that was one of the albums that I was like, all right, that's what really made me want to listen to this southern hip hop rap shit. Was the Big Crit. Crit Was Here. That's my number 11. And now I flip the page to the top 10 albums of the decade. For me,
Number 10 for me. I don't care what nobody say about what I'm about to say next.
Hey.
This right here is the definitive album of that emo hip hop, that new wave of hip hop that Juice WRLD was in, Lil Peep was in, XXX was in. This is the best thing to come out of that whole scene to me. A Love Letter to You Part 3 by Trippie Redd. Nigga, standout fucking tracks. Firestarter.
Yep,
Topanga.
that's my shit. Firestarter
Fucking,
is my shit.
I Tried Love. Fucking Love Scars Part 3. Damn near everything on it, bro. Like, when you get down to top 10, nigga, I still listen to this shit on a weekly basis. Let it say it all ends in motherfucking flames. Nigga, this album is fucking great, bro. And it's all the more great because I never fucking thought that I would like this guy, bro. I never thought I would like his fucking music because I listened to it since it came out. That his first A Love Letter to You album, I don't like that shit. I like the fucking song Rack City up there. Only the first part until that singing nigga comes on and ruin it. But everything else on A Love Letter to You Part 3, greatness. Let's go.
My top 10 is Damn, Kendrick Lamar. From fucking Element, my favorite. Lust, one of my other favorites. Fucking Triple X. Humble, which took over the fucking world.
Sit down.
DNA, which took over the fucking world. That really put him up on the top 10 for me.
The
so
fucking whole album took over the world.
that's what I'm saying. So Kendrick Lamar, Damn, at 10. Not to mention the big ass stir that they had up behind it. Had niggas fucking making conspiracy theories about this
He
album.
capitalized off it because the bullshit niggas was talking. If you listen to it in reverse, you get a different experience.
And released the whole album read it backwards.
All I did was turn the track, listen around.
And turns the cover green. And I went and listened to that shit. And I think that version is actually better than the regular version.
It ain't. It's the same version. It's the same shit. Bro, by that fucking logic, everything is different because with most albums, you don't listen to them start to finish anyway. Yeah. You pick through it. And it's, let me not stop. Number 9, Raekwon the Chef, Shaolin vs. the Wu-Tang, Chop Chop Ninja, standout track of all standout tracks, Rock and Roll, standout track, fucking Dark School. Raekwon, he had a lull in the middle of his fucking career with Lex Diamond's story. I like Immobilarity. I know people hate it because it came after Only Built for Cuban Links. And Only Built for Cuban Links is one of the best albums ever made. I know people don't like it, but Lex Diamond's story was really the album he came out with to me that was fucking trash. But Shaolin vs. the Wu-Tang, Raekwon, number 9 album of the fucking decade to me.
Number 9, I'm going to go Daytona. And that's strictly off the fact Pusha T, the master production, master lyrics. Everything on that album fits. And it wasn't too many songs. It was 7 songs. So it wasn't a lot of room to fuck up, and he didn't fuck up. So Daytona, 9.
Number 8, Cold World Sideline Story for me from J. Cole. Nigga, not only the greatness of the music, I still think he can do better than this. That's the thing about it. I think he can do better than this. But the fact that really putting our fucking home state on the map when it come to this shit. Letting people know that fucking artists can come out of this fucking place. And now we got the baby out there making noise. Standout track for me, Can't Get Enough. That's my favorite song by him, period.
Can't Get Enough? My number 7 is...
Well, we on number 8.
We on 8?
Yeah.
Okay. My number 8 is Kid See Ghost.
Right.
It was fucking amazing to see Kid Cudi come back on that album and just
yeah.
do his shit on that album. Standout tracks for me from Kid See Ghost. I'm pulling it up. Definitely Free. Ghost Town Part 2, Fourth Dimension, and Cuddy Montage. Cuddy Montage was the song I actually listened to, like, repetitive.
Stay strapped.
That's my shit. So
Number 7 for me, Kids See Ghosts.
okay.
Standout tracks, all of them.
It was seven songs. So
standout track, all of it.
So my number 7 is Bandana by Freddie Gibbs.
Right.
That album is my
album
shit,
is the
bro.
shit.
Freddie Gibbs is one of the best rappers ever. I'm going on and say it. Fuck it. He's one of the
His
best rappers
skills,
ever.
I just don't like what he be talking about. That's that's
if
my
he
problem.
just talk about normal drug dealer shit.
That's why
he a scary nigga.
That's 'cause he could do better.
He could do better. Freddie Gibbs could drop a classic album if he wanted
He could
to.
do better than the fucking Young Jeezy 17.5 lyrics. Bro,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here.
That
Number
is true, though.
6 for me, Rodeo by Travis Scott, bro. This album is an absolute fucking classic, bro. Absolute classic. Bro, I just want another album like this from him. Like, standout tracks, every track, bro, everything. This fucking album puts me in a mind state, nigga. Like, when I listen to this shit, I can see. I have movies playing in my head to every track.
My number
6
is We Got It From Here, Thanks For Your Service by A Tribe Called Quest. Standout tracks, every single thing, every fucking production, every beat up here is fucking fire. Rapping, as far when they went and found the people to fucking feature on this album,
Right.
perfect. It's a fucking 10 out of 10 album. That shit is amazing.
We getting to the top fucking 5.
All right, top 5.
My number 5, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West. Everything about this album except Devil in a New Dress is perfect.
And that's one of my favorite songs.
Fuck that song. That shit sucks. But the rest of it is pure greatness. The fucking shit with Raekwon and Kid Cudi. What's the back Beatle anyway? A fucking roach. Why you think
That's
you gotta
gorgeous.
sit in there and
And
fucking coach?
My guy said I need a different approach because people is looking at me like I'm sniffing coke. It ain't funny anymore. Try different jokes. Tell them hug and kiss my ass. X and no.
Hold on. What's my other shit? Pull up in a monster automobile gangster with a bad bitch that came from Sri Lanka. Yeah, I'm in the Tonka, color of Willy Wonka. You can see the king, but watch the queen. First thing first, I eat your brain, and I'ma start gold teeth with fangs, cause that's what a motherfucking monster do. Hairdresser Philip Milan, that's a monster do. But Giuseppe, that's a monster shoe.
So we on 5, right? Before I give my number 5, I would like to give a few honorable mentions. Before I go and finish this completely, I like to give a few honorable mentions.
Everything else about that, and those was just the verses before we get in that came to fucking mind. Of course, the So Appalled verse by Jay-Z and the fucking So Appalled verse by fucking Pusha T. The Kilos came, they gave him Bobby Brown jaw, Runaway, even though it was 9 minutes long. All of the lights. Everything about this album except Devil in a New Dress is fucking great to me. All right, go ahead.
So my few honorable mentions was Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday.
I could give that an honorable mention too.
Yeah, that. And then another one was Cardi B, Invasion of Privacy. Even though she didn't really write any of that shit, she
say she wrote it. So
she said she wrote it.
She say she wrote it. Then on other times she said who fucking cares who wrote it. But then on another time she said she wrote it. I don't care.
I mean, I don't give a fuck. It was a good album. I mean, that's one of my honorable mentions. Flower Boy, Tyler the Creator.
Ain't nothing from him nowhere near my list. Fuck all that noise.
21 Savage Mode, DiCaprio, JID, Jack Boys, Action Bronson.
You put Jack Boys on your list. You changed.
I did.
Yeah, you changed it. Remember?
I didn't remember.
You changed it so it can't be both. You put it at number 31, bro.
Oh, all right. Well, I got another one. The Brown Tape Ghostface. I like the Apollo Brown one though. Bro, if you see my paper, you know how fucked up is this shit
You
is.
forgot to scratch it off the honorable
I
mention?
did forget to scratch it off, no cap. But
hot, this bitch.
it is.
Ever since we got fucking heat fixed.
But I don't even know what the fuck I wrote here. What the fuck does that look like?
Nigga, I don't know. Let me see.
That looks fucking crazy. What the fuck did I write?
I say marathon? Nigga, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I mean, those are my honorable mentions.
I want to just take a time right now, really, to just stop and just give shout outs to all the fucking artists that we covered in Independent Spotlight.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they... Shit, nigga, my honorable mention is a fucking playlist with every Independent Spotlight fucking artist that we covered on it, every song.
I actually have, I'm gonna actually put my playlist, my 2019 playback from Spotify. I'm gonna put that in the link, and that is my top of the line honorable mention.
Every fucking As Us tape.
Every As Us tape.
Every fucking
Tsunami Dave,
the
Tsunami Talk,
Dave, the Tsunami Talk tape. All of the songs that we
Nico
listen to.
Porter,
Hell yeah, everything that we listen to
Just
by
Love
him.
Hall,
Just man,
Aaron May, Breezy the Spill Kid, Thunder Party,
Hunter Amazing.
Hunter
Her
Amazing,
fucking album is coming
David
out.
Morgan, Give Thanks. That is the shit.
Her album coming out in the fucking on the 9th. That boot camp album that was supposed to come out like 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we gonna be reviewing.
Shout outs to my nigga Young Zai, Benji's, everybody, Fat Mac.
We said
Everybody.
As Us. Fucking King Uno with that
King
fucking
Uno.
that King Uno track about getting high, that fucking
Yep.
green sky
Yep.
shit. King Lugo.
Really, everybody that we
fuck-
talked about.
What's my girl name? Sophie. What's her name? Shit, I
I
forgot.
remember I know what you're talking about though.
Her, the blonde and blue girl.
Even one of our standout tracks, the night. What is the joint? We did it in the beginning of the show. It was the little girl who was rapping.
Oh, you talking about the shit from Hamilton?
Yeah,
Yeah, she did the Hamilton cover, the Spectrum album
yeah, definitely.
from Ned Log Media. That was an album, bruh. So now my number 51 album of the decade is fucking Views by Drake, and my number 50 best album of the decade is Spectrum by Ned Long. They put that out as an actual album.
I also take that back. My 50 is Ned Long, and my 51 is What a Time to Be Alive. Top
Fuck
51.
that.
Fuck it.
Top
Them
Ned
niggas
Long
suck.
did put out one of the top 50 albums of the decade.
No cap. 'Cause this shit is fire.
And I mean, just every artist that we covered in the Independent Spotlight. I mean, I can keep going.
Hold on. First of all, shout out to my fucking self, because I actually released something this decade. So, fuck that. Fuck whoever else is on this list. Number 6 on my fucking list is fucking 1303 South Dakar, nigga. Liam shit, nigga. That's number 6 off rip. Fuck that. I forgot I even dropped anything this fucking decade.
The singer, she shows us a lot of love. Her name is Kaya.
Yep.
She releases good music. She got a new song out that we got to take a listen to. Fucking a good podcaster, Shelly Diego. I listen to her shit.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to her fucking mixes, bro. I love them shits. Them shits, when I got a long road trip, I just turn that shit on and I just go. And every other Independent Spotlight artist that we cover, because we don't put the shit in if we don't like it. We listen to a bunch of Independent Spotlight shit and we reject most of it.
Yeah.
All right.
And most importantly, thank you to all the fans that we have. All the fans who watch our shit.
Can't believe that people have watched this shit 6,000
Yeah,
times.
that's what I'm saying. I can't believe people really watch this shit and go, these niggas are good because we suck and this shit. So, thank you to all the fans who watch the Recovery Room podcast. This shit makes me happy.
We getting into it. Number 4 for me.
I Did I even
Did you
say
do
my
your-
five?
I don't
I
think
ain't
you
even do
did
my
your
five.
five.
My five is To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
Fucking, do I even need to say the fucking names on this album? Everything's fucking fire. Just every single thing.
Okay.
It's production fire.
Mm-hmm.
Every song on it's a straight down the line. You can listen to every song. Don't have to skip shit. To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick Lamar.
Number 4 for me. When I first heard that this album was coming out and people was telling me to listen to, I think I had this artist confused with someone else. Because I was refusing to give this shit a chance until my cousin, Elijah Wan, nigga, sent me the link to this album. And I was giving my nephew a bath. And I was like, fuck it, while I give my nephew a bath, I'm going to start this album. And nigga, ever since then, I never looked back. This is Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. Everything on this album is a standout except that Really Real song. Get that out of here. But everything else, nigga, is so fucking amazing that me not liking that song doesn't matter.
My 4 is Rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
Standout. Everything's a standout track, but some of my favorite tracks, Pornography.
Love it.
Wasted.
Love it.
3500.
Love it.
90210.
Love it.
This album made me think Travis Scott was a fluke because he couldn't release anything better than this.
He still has it.
He still has it.
What's my other shit on that fucking album? I said I like them all, but I like fucking Nightcrawler, which Chief Keef had a fucking fire burst.
Fucking
that nigga said, yo, bitch walked up in the spot and she ordered me for lunch. Nigga, I just ordered me some brunch. Nigga, Korean spicy garlic. Bitch, I came from eating McDonald's. Girl, you know I'm from the projects. That nigga was killing that shit, man.
Rodeo, my favorite song on this motherfucker. My favorite motherfucking favorite song on this motherfucker. Maria, I'm drunk.
Maria,
I'm drunk.
Nigga, that fucking song is so fucking hard, nigga. I can barely get past the first part.
That's what I'm
nigga,
saying.
When you fucking hear that fucking harp and that synthesizer and that bass line,
really
nigga, it look like
singing, bro.
Nigga, every time I hear that, it look like the fucking stars just bursting.
Baby, trust me. This is like some on the fucking driving. Into the fucking sun when it's
nigga, when I hear
the
that
sun
song,
going down and it's all fucking red and orange outside.
Nigga, that
shit
song
is
right
just beautiful.
When I hear that song, Maria, I'm drunk. That first part, nigga, is just like being at the beach at night. Nigga, on the pier, nigga, on a yacht or some shit, nigga. With nigga, that fucking album is great, my nigga. I fucking love it, dog. Nigga, I can listen to that shit without skipping anything. Nigga, to me, it's mandatory that you don't skip a song on Rodeo.
Yeah, that's my shit.
Number 4, bruh, I just don't know what to say about this one, bruh. It's a verse on this fucking album that's unlike anything I've ever heard in my fucking life. On the song "No Come Down," "Run the Jewels" Part 1. Fucking Killer Mike rapped he rapped our way through his fucking mushroom trip.
Yeah, that shit was that shit is different.
Run the Jewels Part 1, my nigga. That album is every track on it is a standout track. When I was so skeptical of Run the Jewels when I first heard it, I was just waiting for the next track to be bad. And it just never happened. Run the Jewels, amazing fucking album. Amazing album.
3, I'm gonna go Run the Jewels Part 1, 2. Strictly off of the fact that fucking verse right there is just one of the most amazing things I've ever heard in my life.
Run the Jewels Part 1, bro. If you just listen, if people listen to the fucking album, right, you just hear something that you would never think that a fucking underling of a rap group would blossom into what he became as a rapper. Because usually the offshoot niggas of rap groups never blow up like this. Which is what Killer Mike was. He was the offshoot nigga of, the offshoot nigga of fucking Outkast. He was a ancillary piece. He was brought in to enhance their tracks. My nigga, he comes in with crazy shit. Banana clipper, 36-inch chain. Do Dope Fuck Hope, which is one of the fucking hardest. Yo, my nigga, this album is so good, my nigga. DDFH, Do Dope Fuck Hope, my nigga, it's so good. Shit is great.
I also think this album is very good. Top fucking 2 albums of the decade.
My number 2 album. This album would have been number 1 had it not been for something else that came out just a year later. This album, To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. I had said that this album was the best fucking album to come out, period, in hip-hop since Supreme Clientele by Ghostface Killah until my number 1 came out. But to me, like, this album stopped Rodeo from being my favorite album of 2015. Like, this album stopped Rodeo and stopped Beauty Behind the Madness by The Weeknd from being my favorite fucking albums of 2015. Beauty Behind the Madness would have been on this list if it was a rap album, but it's not.
I actually had Beauty Behind the Madness on this list, but it wasn't a rap album.
So
I actually had this. I had that shit on my list.
I was
fucking 23. I was like, it's no rap up there, so I can't put it on my album. But shout outs to fucking The Weeknd. I like that shit. That nigga's music great.
But To Pimp a Butterfly, this is really. I don't believe in, at least in this day and time, to me, entertainment does not affect real life.
Yeah.
It doesn't influence shit. It doesn't make, like, this To Pimp a Butterfly album, even though it has the context that it has, and that We Gonna Be Alright was like the fucking soundtrack or the theme song of Black Lives Matter. In the grand scheme of things, it didn't change anything about the world, but it was a perfect reflection of what was happening in the world. Shit is amazing, my nigga.
My number 2 is Good Kid, Mad City. This album is a fucking movie that you hear.
Right.
If you close your eyes and listen to this album from start to finish, it is a fucking movie. Literally. Up until, disregard the bonus tracks.
To me, the bonus track should have replaced it fucking that really real shit.
Yeah.
As that you would have put, it would have been even more of a perfect album if Really Real was out and fucking, what's that song called? Women, Weed, and Weather. Women,
Oh, yeah.
If that shit was on there, that shit could have been like the fucking song that plays across the credits of the movie. It didn't have to fit the narrative. It could have just been the last song, and that Really Real shit could have left.
Nah, but this album right here, this is because when I first heard, I was listening to Section 80. And I was like, Kendrick Lamar is a fucking beast. Like, what the fuck? Like, this nigga really, like, can rap this good. And then he dropped this fucking album. Not to mention, I love concept albums.
Right.
He dropped a fucking concept album that was great from start to finish.
Right.
His mom is calling his phone and he's not answering. This nigga is out here at, he goes through, he's at parties. He's freestyling with his friends in the car. He's hitting licks and under peer pressure. Talking, he getting money trees, poetic justice, love.
Way better than that love song off of Damn.
Good Kid. He's struggling trying to be like a good kid. Mad City is just the liveness of the city.
That's the
Crips
fucking,
and all the gang members.
Mad City is the fucking city trying to keep him from being the good kid.
Fucking swimming pools.
That's the song that got me into it.
I sent you swimming pools. I was like, listen to this shit. This nigga's a beast. And that was back when he had the fade. I even got the fucking Kendrick Lamar haircut when I was that young, bro. No cap. Fucking Sing About Me, Dying of Thirst. Well, Sing About Me, Switch, Dying of Thirst. One of the best songs on this album. Good Kid, Mad City. Number 2. Number 2 best album of the decade for me. This shit is great.
My number 1 album of the decade. As if anybody who knows me would be fucking surprised. After 16 years. Not even 16 years. 18 years of not releasing a fucking album. The 18 years. After the album they released that 18 years prior was not even really good compared to their standards. Mm-hmm. They came out with not just the best of the decade, one of their best. And when you look at their catalog, my nigga, being one of their best means that you're one of the best ever. We Got It From Here. Thank You For Your Service. A Tribe Called Quest. Did what Good Kid, Mad City, not Good Kid, did what To Pimp a Butterfly did even better. Mm-hmm. The black struggle raps even better on here. The fucking rest in peace to Phife Dawg. Every feature was on point. Jerobi White didn't even know that he could rap like this, my nigga, because he never raps on the older albums. He got like a couple tracks on the Love Movement, but I don't really like the Love Movement. That's the one that came out in 98. Mm-hmm. I mean, everything about this album was fucking perfect to me. I went and bought the CD of this, my nigga. Nigga, who even still does that?
Yeah, you went and bought the CD.
I remember that shit. I mean, I don't even got shit to play it on. I just saw it in the store and I said, I'm getting that. My nigga, I'm getting that. The album is fucking great. I love it.
My number 1 album of the decade is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West.
Then we get much higher.
This, not to mention, this shit had a whole movie when he dropped this shit. Fucking, like, I'm really at a loss for words when I play this album. This album, Dark Fantasy, starts you off Nicki Minaj, it's like a fucking book. It's like you've opened up a book.
Let alone the fucking music video had the perfect visual to go along with that song.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you opening up a book and he's about to tell you all of this shit that is going down in this fucking book. Gorgeous. Jump into a fucking star-studded song. Raekwon on this shit. Kid Cudi on this shit. An amazing song. Amazing lyrics. I know every single lyric of this fucking song. Power. A song that still gets me pumped up to this day. A song that made them think Kanye West was a part of the Illuminati. Mm-hmm. The video struck fucking pandemonium. All of the lights had a fucking interlude. Fucking number 5, the actual All of the Lights, a star-studded song. Everybody was on this fucking song.
That shit had like 10 people.
10 people on this fucking song. Monster, one of the best songs on this album. Jay-Z, Rick Ross, Nicki Minaj. Mm-hmm. Fucking So Appalled. Jay-Z, Pusha T, Saha the Prince.
Jay-Z, Pusha T, Saha the Prince, and RZA.
Yeah, and it's like it's Devil in a New Dress.
And Swiss Beats.
Swiss Beats, yep, he's on the beginning of it. Devil in a New Dress. Amazing production. Fucking, he's talking about his girlfriend at the time. To the congregation, the way you look should be a sin. You my sensation.
I hate the beat on that
song. I love the beat on this shit. You know it's got a heavy sample on it. You know I fucking love this shit. I love Rick Ross is a great rapper.
That's why I don't
Runaway,
like that song.
Hell of a Life, Blame Game, Lost in the World, Who Will Survive in America. This shit is the best album that came out this decade in my opinion. As far as production, picking the features on the album, lyrics, fucking visuals to everything, the cover art, everything is just fucking beautiful.
This shit got like 5 cover arts.
I give it number 1 because he put so much time into this album. He put so much time. He performed
Tribe Called
this
Quest
shit.
put 18 years in
I mean,
this.
they put 18 years in it, but Kanye West put a whole movie into this shit.
But that shit was garbage.
I fucked with it. I loved it. I love the fact that he took this fucking beautiful album and put it into
the album was great. It's in my top 5, but everything surrounding it was bullshit to me.
I can't.
The only thing I like more of his
shit.
Fucking Friday, the Good Friday shit he was doing. That's what I loved about this time. All of that fucking putting movies to shit is what took away from his later albums. Then he figured out, oh, people fucked with that. Oh, let me put a fashion show with this album. Let me put this album on the side of a baseball stadium. Let me put this album in the mountains and have fucking stupid ass parties every week when we release them, instead of just putting them out. Say, oh, be there at midnight, but oh, the shit ain't out at midnight, but we having a bonfire. You gotta watch my fucking bullshit live stream to hear it. All that dumb shit that he do now started with this album.
I think personally,
and I'm not taking nothing from this album. Man, you ain't think it was cool when you had to deal with it.
But yeah, now it's later on in life, but
I'm waiting for that piece of shit ass Ye to come out.
It's cool when you're like in that circle with the music.
But we ain't. We was out here.
But when I can see it happening,
we couldn't because the bullshit ass live stream.
In My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, the movie was the shit. I've watched that movie multiple times, and I like the way it goes with the music. That's why this shit is my number 1 album of the decade.
I don't disagree with it being your number 1. I'm talking about
all the bullshit around it.
All this dumb shit Kanye started surrounding shit with. That shit was garbage. Fuck all that. That's how we ended up with this fucking travesty of an artist that we got now. That released that shitty ass gospel album. Anyway.
What, Jesus is King?
That shit sucks.
He dropped a new one too. Like after Christmas.
I ain't listening to that.
I ain't listened to it either. But
alright, man. That wraps up our top 50 of the decade. But we're gonna do an independent spotlight in a few minutes. Let us get it loaded up. Man, we in here. We took a football break to watch the Texans boo to them niggas win. Anyway, let's get the last part of this done. Top 50 is over, man. That was the hardest 3 weeks. But, man, I'm going to fuck up the name of this guy. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it.
I won't go try to pronounce it either.
One of us got to try to pronounce it. Anyway, man, we doing the independent spot. Like, the track is called Payback.
Excadinare?
I guess.
Excadinare.
I mean, I hope this is... Man, I hate fucking up the names of the artists, bro.
But, I mean, I don't know.
But the link is going to be in the description. The song is Payback.
Produced by HUNGERFORCEBEATS.
It's on some real Houston-like shit.
See a nigga stack, smoking good with my seat back. Boss bitch, my money fat. Fuck they talking, it's the payback.
They don't wanna see a nigga stack, smoking good with my seat back. Boss bitch, my money fat. Fuck they talking, it's the payback.
They don't wanna see a nigga stack, smoking good with my seat back. Boss bitch, my money fat. Fuck they talking, it's the payback.
They don't wanna see a nigga stack, smoking good with my seat back. Boss bitch, my money fat. Fuck they talking, it's the payback.
Let's go.
They ain't gotta feel me, I see my own vision. Tread my path across the globe until a nigga did it. Not every smile is real, they don't want you get it. Praying for your downfall, let them keep on wishing.
Keep on wishing.
So hard out this bitch until we all get rich.
I'll get rich.
Rolling up one with a bad bitch.
Bad bitch.
Hold a nigga down, she a savage.
She a savage.
Set a nigga quick and then he vanish.
And he bandit.
This the mob, nigga, keep it silent. Life can hit you fast.
All right. This is one of those real quintessential Southern hip hop tracks, man.
Yeah.
I love that the Southern hip hop tracks really brought the ad lib into the forefront. Like the ad libs on this track already, they just accent the track in such a perfect way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like a 1990s Scarface UGK type Southern trap with the 2000 eras
Swang to it.
Young Jeezy ad libs.
Mm-hmm.
I just like how he put the emphasis on the last part of every bar.
I like the creativity on it. The
Right.
way he, I like the creativity with the ad libs as far as like his last line on the verse, and then he'll ad lib it. I mean, it's good. It sounds good. Very Southern, very UGK-ish, if I could say. It's fire. I mean, shit is a good song.
Hell yeah, I fucking love it, man. I just love the shit. It's got a nice little mix of the song overall being a calm type track, right? But the ad libs just make the shit hype to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what they do. To me, they make the joint hype the way that they come in and the way that the excitement that the excitement that the guy doing the ad lib brings, as opposed to the laid back nature of the first verse, and then how the second verse has that more energetic flow.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I fuck with it heavy. That's Payback.
Right. Excadinare.
And I hope that's how it's pronounced.
Probably not.
we can't. Yeah.
So next we got Ty Thumb.
Or is it Ty Tom? Because I know that
Ty
fucking Tom York from Radiohead, his name is spelled Thom too.
Or probably Ty Tom.
Yeah.
But this is Naruto / Sasuke freestyle produced by Wando.
In 6 months I went from broke to shit. Now I go push the new whip. Taking all these trips, I can't complain. I just flex for a bit. All my niggas hold me down like straight jackets. And the changing tactics just to formulate some better habits. Wreaking havoc, causing madness. Niggas hatred everlasting. Digi dash 'em, now we past tense. If they want some smoke, I lash 'em. Hashing out these issues with some bitches who ain't get the memo. If you ride for me, I'll ride for you. Let's make it incidental. Switch the tempo. Boy, you know I float on any BPM. Go get Skrillex. Tell that man I wanna make some EDM. Greedy man, won't swipe food off my plate. I cannot be with them, won't eat with them. Fuck that, I ain't trying to say no seed for them. Been teaching them. Mainly done grown up, now he the preacher man. Believe it, man. LTE these balls, so you receive it, man. Won't be the man. Yeah, I just wanna be the man. Follow me, I thought they told you I'm the leader, man. Many clips from all the shots that we sent. Whoa, feel like Cardi, got the rocks in my kicks. Yeah, got bad nerve, bro, got the Glock on his hip. Hey, stacking dope from all these words that I flip. Yeah, seen some niggas running off with my shit. Every time I reinvent, it gets much harder for them. They can't keep up, got my speed up, I can't argue with them. You should call Jesus, cause you need them, I feel sorry for them. Yeah, don't make me.
I listened to this strictly off the fact that it had Naruto and Sasuke in it, and I've been playing Naruto to Boruto for the last few weeks. This shit is fire. I wasn't let down. Good lyrics, good beat, good song.
Mm-hmm. You know what I fuck with about it? Excuse me. I like the wavy nature of the beat.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, it sounds like, you know that little knob on the side of the keyboard that
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
that's what it sounds like. He put that on like an organ,
Mm-hmm.
and he did that shit. My favorite part of the fucking of the track, the lyrics, is when the rapper was like flexing his versatility. He was like, "Fuck it, I can rap over any BPM, whatever the tempo is, telling you whatever the mood is, the song fits. He can go in there and fit in right with it and do his shit."
Mm-hmm.
and call that boy Skrillex, tell him I'm trying to make some EDM.
Yep.
Like, I like when
That was
niggas
that was my part. He flexed hard with
flexing
that one.
like, fuck it, man. Like, I'm the GOAT of every genre.
So fuck it.
So let's do it, nigga. If you think you can outshine me on any type of track, bring it the fuck on. I fuck with it heavy, man. And I like Naruto too. I didn't used to watch that shit because I grew up with Dragon Ball Z, but I gave it a chance. You know what? Shit is kind of good. Anyway, my nigga.
That was Tai Tom, Naruto / Sasuke. Today we did top 50.
We did a top whole fucking 50, bro. Can't believe we actually did that
Threw
shit.
some independent artists in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, shit, I ain't got nothing else.
I ain't got nothing else either. I'm about to go watch my Titans hopefully win.